Hey, what's going, y'all? It is yours truly once again. I did a video last year talking about when you are not her alpha. And this video shall be very, very interesting in itself. I'll have a link to the previous video in the comment section below, just so you can correlate the two, put the two and two together, basically. In this particular video, I want to obviously touch on when you are her alpha, but from a different perspective, because of course, some of y'all know by now, I see things a little different. So basically, when you are her alpha, that's because she trusts your leadership, because my definition of alpha is leader. And of course, that's different than the narrative that alpha has taken lately, with people making that pretty much part of their persona, and just pretty much it's become a whole lifestyle per se, or a way of life. Some people say this is the way I am. So you got different takes on what it means to be an alpha male. I get it. So it 9 times out of 10, given the way a lot of those guys think, my perspective on alpha does not tie in with their perspective or who they are as alpha. What I'm really trying to do with this particular video more so is just to highlight the fundamentals of an alpha situation. So that doesn't mean you necessarily have to be an alpha male in order to be alpha in a situation. Alpha-like, as an alpha male himself would probably say. Okay. When you are her alpha, she's listening to you. She's learning from you, and she has a lot of respect for you. She reveres you, and not only that, she serves you. She's there for you in many different ways. And this has nothing to do with the fact that you are an alpha male, okay? Because that's like saying anybody can say they're alpha male, but they're not worthy of really getting a woman to serve him and to respect him as such. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, I've never been one to really attach this idea that I was an alpha male, or any type of label per se. But I understand that some guys, that's just how they rock. And I just don't rock like that. But I know that there's been a lot of alpha things that I've done. There's been ways that a woman has shown me respect. Of course, a female won't show me respect. A female will be rebellious towards me. But a woman shows me respect because she knows that I've been an alpha in her life. Just basically the way that I've led her, But where I'm going with this is I do things differently as far as leading, most of what alpha represents now, as far as the alpha male per se, most of what that represents is his dominance, the way he has to dominate a woman in order for her to respect his leadership. I'm a little different. I don't dominate, I direct, because I think as a master. I don't think as a dom. And so for me, the master is all about being a good director, being pretty much a good conductor of the orchestra, developing a wonderful symphony. You become one that knows of multiple systems. You can see the system for what it is. You're not necessarily trying to overtake the system, You just see how it moves and how it conducts itself, and you do things accordingly. And so I see that when I'm amongst women. I'm not trying to dominate women. I'm trying to master them. So that means some of their behaviors I get, some of their behaviors aren't all that together, but she's still developing in her womanhood. She's still working on trying to be set free from her female nature. I get that. So as the master, my goal is to show her such things as far as how to direct herself away from her female nature. Whereas with someone that's dominant per se, he's going to dominate her female nature. He'll accept her female nature, but he's going to dominate it. But But it takes a special woman. It takes a special woman to know the difference between a master and a dom. It takes a special woman. So that's really what it's like, because when I talked on the previous video about when you're not her alpha, it's based on her just accepting anybody as her leader. So obviously, not a real man. And of course, when I say alpha male, that's pretty much an understatement, because of course I make the logic of male and female. I make the logic of male and man and female and woman. So the same applies to an alpha male. So, okay, cool. Let's go back to the previous video. Yes, she's being led by an alpha male. She's not being led by an alpha man. So one thing I want the guys who call themselves alpha to do is to look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, are you a male? Or are you a man? I don't know about you, but if I was really on that alpha stuff like that, I'd be like, no, I'm not an alpha male. I'm an alpha man. You feel me? So that's what this video is about. This video is talking about, yes, when you are her alpha, you know what I'm saying? It's obviously because you have shown alpha characteristics, but at the same time, if she wanted to, if that woman wanted to be attached to someone that represents alpha, it should be someone that is actually an alpha man and not an alpha male. The alpha males are the ones that she are being misled by. They may have alpha traits and tendencies per se, but at the same time, they're not really that authentic. You know, they take bits and pieces here and there. They take certain remnants of what alpha is and apply it to their own narrative for how they want to manipulate women as well as females. But of course, I just see things a little differently. So I don't know if that kind of helps somebody or kind of sheds some light to what it means when you are her alpha, you know. But I think there are some things that haven't been necessarily discussed in its proper context. So that's why I talk about things the way that I do, from a very contextual standpoint, you know. So like I said, just one example, when you say you're an alpha male, I don't see myself as a male. I see myself as a man. You know what I'm saying? So if I was really on that alpha stuff, I would never call myself an alpha male. I would call myself an alpha man. Because see, that's who the woman really wants to be led by. She doesn't want to be led by an alpha male. She wants to be led by an alpha man. Okay? Signing out.